My mom is Irish, but my dad is 100% Lebanese, which makes me 50-50. Yeah, I'm a halfer, and not only—
Well, hang on a sec. Okay, I've seen a post that says she's 8%. So why is she now saying 50% Lebanese? I don't understand.
Since when did feminism become fascism? Abigail Adams would be rolling over in her grave right now if she saw what some of you idiots were doing. One of them turned to me and asked, "Are you a feminist?" I said, "No, I'm not a feminist."
Oh my god, dude. What? Then Sargon of Akkad came in and he clapped. Anisa has been at the central point of this and has been someone that has been much discussed as potentially being influential in regards to this this new content cop coming out. And there's some old videos that are floating around. So let's have a little look and see what we think about this. There's two. One I saw just somewhere, and the other was actually shared by a certain Agent N. Nicandros has you know, fortuitously found a video that I think we could probably do something with. So let's have a little look and see what we think about this. Comments on the thumbnail, first of all. Any thoughts exactly? Any thoughts? Now, people are using this and are like, oh, Anisa claims to care about Palestine, but she denounced Islam. And I don't know if that's a particularly good point, right? I think it's obviously absurd to argue that because someone is half Lebanese or an 8% Lebanese, as I believe it apparently turned out to be, that they somehow got some deep-rooted, you know, psychic connection to an event that means they've got knowledge of it is ridiculous. That's more appealing as a point to me. But, you know, I just thought this would be fun to have a look at. And then we're going to move on to a spicier video. Now, that's a good point. Well, not really. You can not be a Muslim and still care about the plight of Palestinians, right? Why do you have to be Muslim to care? That seems ridiculous. Anyway, whatever. Have your opinion. I don't fucking care. Let's get milking, ladies and gentlemen. Not in a sexualized way, to be clear.
When I was in grade 3, my best friend told me that her parents said that we couldn't be friends anymore because she was Jewish and I was Muslim.
Oh, relevant. Oh, relevant. Hello. Hello. Relevance. Relevance. Let's go. Israel, Palestine all over again. Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4. Let's go.
A lot of people have asked me over the years of me streaming online and being on YouTube why I left Islam, and I've answered it a couple of times, but I've never actually made a full video on it, and I feel like it's something that should be addressed and talked about because it is something that I feel like could help a lot of people that are maybe questioning things or help people understand where I'm coming from. Now, I've been—
One thing that's worth noting here is the complete lack of tattoos and the fact that she looks like a fairly normal woman. What led her to the pathway where she had to get covered up in shitty tattoos and become, you know, whatever she is now? But I might actually agree with this video. I'm no fan of Islam. Islam sucks, okay? Fuck Islam.
I'm afraid to make a video like this because I don't want people getting in the comments and thinking that either I'm A, an Uncle Tom to the Muslim world, if that makes sense.
Whoa!
Or B, that I am trying to state that the culture or the religion itself is awful and terrible, but I can only give my personal opinions and accounts on things and arrive at my own conclusion and do what's best for me, and I would like to, in my best way, articulate those feelings and thoughts through this video. Telling my dad that I'm not Muslim was probably the hardest thing that I've ever done in my whole entire life. At 16 years old, I sat my dad down and I had a talk with him, basically telling him that I no longer wanted to be a part of Islam. I didn't want to be Muslim anymore, and I just wanted to be agnostic or spiritual. I don't really know what the word is, and he did not take it fantastic.
Why are you people so obsessed with blacks? Who said anything about... Wait, what? Dude. Who's speaking about blacks? I don't know who's speaking about the blacks, exactly.
Fantastic. Now, I understand why he wouldn't take it fantastic, because to him, this means that I'm going to hell. This is one of the worst things that could ever happen to him as a parent. And I think in a lot of ways he blamed himself because he married my mother, who was a Catholic who converted to Islam.
Oh, I see. Well, I was interpreting more so as being a reference to, like, you know, being a traitor to your oppressed group or something, right? Something like that.
And his father always warned him that that would mean that we would come out atheist. My dad didn't believe him, and I guess being faced with the reality of things was really hard on him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, well, I wouldn't even have presumed that you were anything to do with Islam in the first place. You're like, oh, as white as me from the looks of it. So, you know, I don't know. Is it a thing she gets often? Oh, you look kind of swarthy. You used to be a Muslim, did you?
It was a very difficult time for our family. As difficult as it was at the time, we have really worked on things and we have become closer as a family, and my dad at least can tolerate or understand where I'm coming from, and we have a healthy relationship. But it's definitely something that was really hard to communicate at the beginning and took a lot of time to heal. So if you are somebody in this situation or you are questioning things, one, the first thing I want to say is don't be afraid to question things. It's important in life to question everything. And two, it does get easier and things won't always stay the way that they are at the moment, because yeah, it was rough for a bit. Now I know a lot of people are expecting me to bash the religion completely and talk about how awful Islam is in general.
Let's go! Islam bashing, my favorite part, come on.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Aisha was what age? Huh?
She turned 16 and told her Muslim dad, I don't care what Allah said, I don't want to take showers with you anymore, Dad.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Frankly,
but how do I make money
more Muslim
off depressed
girls
people?
would follow I doubt she still has the good relationship after the OF.
Thank you, Starlight, for the 333. And Simon Adams with the $5, thank you. God, that is a... Oh. You guys are so anti-Muslim. Anyway, she's about to tell us how bad Islam is. Come on.
It's really not what I'm here to do. I would like to clarify first, yes, we were very active at the mosque. We went every Friday that we could go, I guess, because we did have school. We...
Why would you want to go to the mosque? There's loads of Muslims there. That's the last place I'd want to bloody go.
Fasted during Ramadan, and we did all of that good stuff. My father prays 5 times a week and wanted us to pray when we were readily available. We were raised very Muslim, and I really wasn't exposed to the Irish side of my family because my father wanted to raise us very much in the Arab culture and in the Muslim faith. I started this video off with the little...
Shalom. So what? But isn't she only 8% Lebanese? And it's like... What is it, 50% Irish? I don't know exact 23andMe racial makeup, but, you know, my understanding is, yes, she overrepresents the Lebanese side to suit her benefits, essentially. When it benefits her, you know?
Anecdote that I did because
religious
it kind
tourist.
of rings true for this whole video and how I feel about organized religion in general. It wasn't until I was in junior high when I was faced with a situation where I had the choice to lie and get away with it or tell the truth. And the reason why I told the truth was because I was convinced I was going to hell. Later on I thought about it, and it was kind of concerning to me that as a person or as an individual, I wasn't making a choice. I was making a choice due to religion, and that's where things really started to bother me. In grade 10, I had a friend telling me about how when we die, there's nothing there, we just die. And I had the shock of my life, and I really started to realize that maybe life isn't exactly the way that it was mapped out or told by my parents. And I started to wonder if maybe I wasn't getting the whole picture. Now, anybody who is exposed to...
Did she get... Okay, can we stop? No comments about the breasts, the looks, the woman stuff, okay? Let's just rein it in a bit, right? Okay? Just because she's putting images of herself up on the internet in very salacious manners doesn't mean that we should comment on it, okay? Let's just relax a little bit. Someone did say she looks like the mother from Malcolm in the Middle. I think that's quite an apt comparison, personally. But yeah. Now, this is kind of boring, to be honest. Well, watch it, though, and we'll get on to the other event, which I think you guys are going to have a lot more interest in.
through more than just their own parents' ideologies will get the shock of their lives when they talk to people about what they think when people die, how they feel about religion, is there a heaven or a hell. You are not ready for those conversations because you have been told a certain thing your whole life and you believe it as fact. And when those conversations start to happen, you really start to...
to explain this to me?
Who's Muslim Peter Griffin? Okay. Bungus, thank you for the $10.
To question a lot of things, and that's definitely what happened for me. And I want to put it out there, it is completely normal. If you are somebody who is going through questions...
Anisa, I can't show that on stream,
dude.
dude.
Money off depressed people.
Can you crop the annoying thing above the shoulders off?
Okay. Is that on the Red Bar show? And he's drawn some image of Anisa and they look like a totally wretched queer sex worker. Which, you know... to be honest with you, is, yeah, kind of, yeah, correct, isn't it?
Your faith or going through questioning how you were raised or what you're being told. It is completely normal and it's scary, but you should really investigate your feelings and how you're feeling, because if I didn't investigate how I was feeling and looked into things and really self-reflected, I don't think I would have separated from the faith. And I would like to clarify that I don't think it's the specific faith that really had me feeling the way that I felt. I think whether it's Christianity, Judaism, Islam, whatever, I think that there are always things in religions that are restricting and always compromise the individual. And I think if you are truly seeking to be an individual and seeking...
Okay, I can't do this. This is so boring, dude. Holy fuck, dude. Woman prattle about why you left Islam. Maybe if you stayed with Islam, you wouldn't be in the trouble that you are now. Right. Nicandros, what have you got for us, buddy? What is this? People have been digging up the Why I Left Islam video from Anisa from years ago. But she actually made a now deleted video defending the use of racial slurs in non-hateful contexts. Whoa! What is this? So, let me guess. She put on a good show for Idubbbz. Oh, Idubbbz, I think racial slurs are based actually. Why don't you get together with me? And then pivoted to the progressive bullshit and brought Idubbbz along with him. That's what happened. Clear as day.
All right. Fuck. It's pretty good. Today we're talking about racism. I feel like everybody's been jumping in on this.
Dude, oh god, it's like skinwalking that particular brand of YouTube video that existed around that era, isn't it? Clearly trying to stoke that kind of feeling of that style of video, but not really being in with it. And it just comes across as a bit hollow and fake, doesn't it?
One, and I kind of feel like I'm going to be left out if I don't jump in on this one. So here we go. Today we're going to be talking about racism. And are you a racist if you say racial slurs? This is going to be fun. Now, I know what a lot of you guys are thinking. What does this white have to say about this subject? You're whiter than white. You are the whitest thing that has ever graced this earth.
Oh, dude, no. Oh, but I'm so white. But I'm so white. How can I possibly speak up on... Wait a second. Whoa, hold on. Miss, I'm Lebanese. That's why I care about the Palestinians. And also I'm Irish. Now talking about being super white. And yes, the Irish are not fully white, to be clear. Okay, not in the same way I am, at least. Whoa, what happened to Miss Lebanese? Lebanese. Fucking, oh yeah, I really care about the Muslims because I'm Lebanese. Now you're just white.
And while I'll argue that the light behind me is making me considerably whiter than I actually am, I am white. Yeah, in the sense that my skin color is white. But this may come to a surprise to a lot of you guys. My mom is Irish, but my dad is 100% Lebanese, which makes me 50-50. Yeah, I'm a halfer. And not only...
Well, hang on a sec. Okay. Now I'm even more confused. So to be fair, she is making it clear. Okay. To be fair, though, I've seen a post that says she's 8%. So why is she now saying 50% Lebanese? I don't understand. Didn't she say 8% in some Discord message somewhere? So what is going on? What percentage Lebanese are you, woman?
Not only that, but I was also raised 100% Muslim. I was raised 100% Muslim from the day that I took a breath until I was about 16 years old. And although I'm not a practicing Muslim now, I still grew up and was raised in a time period where 9/11 had just happened, and I was very much involved in the Muslim community. My family prayed 5 times a day. We fasted for Ramadan, and we would say Wallah after every sentence when we wanted people to believe us. That's how Muslim we were. I believed that I was a Lebanese Muslim girl, period, for the first 16
She was lying about the 8% to mask as a white woman to criticize white men. This happens all the time, right? Okay.
years of my life. And although I'm not practicing now, I still faced a lot of issues, so I figured that I would weigh in on this because why the fuck not at this point? Before we go any further, let me say this first. Whether somebody is racist or not, or whether somebody has said something that is considered racist is 100% subjective. We can argue all we want, but at the end of the day, other people's personal...
I mean, to be honest with you, this is like typical, isn't it? Typical fucking, you know. I mean, I don't know what exactly to make of this. Is this genuine and she had troll's remorse and that's what happened? Is there some sort of subterfuge happening here? Is there some sort of chameleon aspect happening? You know, meeting Idubbbz, did they connect over this and they genuinely grew together to be more progressive? Is there dishonesty where she's tempting Idubbbz in with the goods and then changing? I don't fucking know what to make of it, man. But obviously this is a change from her current perspectives, one would assume, you know? She's pregnant. What? She's not. She looks fairly normal here, doesn't she?
Personal experiences versus your personal experiences is going to make the difference. These are just mine. Just throwing it out there. I would first like to say that context is everything, and when I mean everything, I mean everything.
Wow.
Furthermore, I believe that as an individual, you can choose to be upset by something or you can choose not to be upset.
Oh my god, yes, correct. Base takes. Let's go. Loving this. Bring back this Anisa.
By something. Again, returning back to the whole subjective thing. Now, I understand that there's a lot of people that believe being overly sensitive towards racist comments or racist jokes.
It's got fucking Tanner in. What the fuck, dude? What is going on? Okay. When did the Tanner... Oh, in fact, that's reminded me. I wanted to watch one of Idubbbz's old content cops today, so we'll do the Tanner one after this. This has got to be... This is like a mating call, isn't it? Is this not a mating call? This could be, oh, I like Ian's content, I want to be like him. This feels like a bit of a mating call. Oh, look, yeah, I think slurs are based as well, actually. And look, Tanner's a stupid bitch, am I right? When did they get together? When did Idubbbz and this woman get together? Very suspicious timings, I would say here.
Is combating racism as if to say, I want to make it really clear that I'm not okay with this so I can show that I support.
Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on. She was already dating Ian at this time. She drove Ian to the event. What? I feel like I might have heard that before, but I don't recall it exactly. Is that true? No way. Okay. So she's skinwalking Idubbbz because they're in a fledgling relationship now. Fucking hell.
Equality or support the idea that racism is bad, but I would actually argue that getting overly sensitive about jokes or about a word supports racism and supports racial tension more so than it helps. You create this taboo word or this taboo topic that nobody can talk about, and then when it is talked about, it creates way more sting or it makes it way more effective. I can't remember how many times in high school I'd be reading out.
Have I watched the Tanner thing before? Oh my god, dude. I don't want to watch it again then. I need to know what content cop have I not watched on stream? What content cop can I watch?
An old book and the N-word would be in it and the teacher would read it and everybody would gasp. She's reading it, but still, it's still affecting us as if we had witnessed a hate crime.
Oh, Rice Gum. Yes, I've never seen the Rice Gum one before. I'm fairly certain. So let's do that.
In front of us. Now, human beings in general have always taken words or taken topics and...
Is someone making to you know? What's that
Okay.
smell?
You guys are gross. Disgusting. Thank you for the super chat.
Subjects and turn them into humor. It's how we cope with things. It's how society copes with things. If you notice, after 9/11 happened, a bunch of comedians had taken that whole topic, the subject, whether it be Muslims or terrorists, and put it into their comedy bits. Jeff Dunham with Ahmed the Dead Terrorist.
I am the terrorist.
What kind of terrorist?
A terrifying terrorist. Are you scared?
Not really, no.
Or South Park with Imagination Land.
Allah! Oh, fuck no!
Both kind of took a tragic event and made it laughable or made it digestible to the every human being.
Yeah, Jeff Dunham. I never got the Jeff Dunham thing. Why, do people really find that funny? Bringing a little fucking shitty caricature of a terrorist on and being like, what was the thing? What was the thing? Dude, it's just terrible. It sucks. South Park's funny. There was a little phrase he did, wasn't it? Wasn't there? What was the phrase? The terrorist phrase. I kill you! I kill you! Was that it? Oh my god. Diabolical.
There's a drastic difference between my friends calling me a terrorist or and actual acts of racism. And when I say actual acts of racism, I mean...
Wait, what'd she just say? Whoa!
Oh, fuck no!
Both kind of took a tragic event and made it laughable or made it digestible to the every human being. There's a drastic difference between my friends calling me a terrorist or and actual acts of racism. And when I say actual acts of racism, I mean times where I felt absolutely fucking terrible. I'm talking about situations where people told my dad that they didn't want him in the country anymore and to go home, to go back to his mosque. I'm talking about times where me and my sister left school and little kids were throwing rocks at us because of 9/11. I'm talking about a classmate of mine telling me that he hoped that I was the first to die in Holocaust 2.0.
Whoa!
Now you'll notice that
take it easy on some of the spice over here. I mean, you know, with stuff like this, I just know that there's loads of people that are like this, that like went from saying, yeah, slurs are fine actually, to being massive moral scolds. So it's not really that surprising to me. But yeah. Careful because the video is raw. This from the second channel when he went to Tanner's concert. Anisa is the one who was recording. Right, okay. Gotcha. So Anisa was recording. I must have known that because I've watched it before. But yeah, I didn't realise. So at this point they're together. She's skinwalking him because she's obsessed with him. That's my guess.
in all those examples, there were no racial slurs used. But racial slurs didn't need to be used in that situation because the context of the normalized words that they were using were very vindictive, and that was very hurtful. That was way more hurtful than any Jeff Dunham joke. It was way more hurtful than any of my friends ever saying anything racially against me. It was meant to hurt me, and that's the whole point of what I'm trying to get at. Context is everything. It's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it and who you're saying it to. And I think a lot of people are afraid to say that because they're afraid of being labeled a racist themselves for saying that it should be okay to say words like that. I would like to clarify that I'm not condoning any acts of racism. Do not do any acts of racism. Racism is bad. Trust me, I've been on the brunt end of it. Racism is not cool. But I'm also saying that treating words as if it's Lord Voldemort's name is not the answer either. Some people would say that...
Wow, exactly the same Idubbbz take. What's the evidence that she, like, led him down the path? How can it be that she's saying this here and then they both just so happen to become more progressive?
Okay, that's wonderful.
People downplay
How do I
Idubbbz
make
sometimes, I
money
think.
off the
Eve
press
also
people?
participated.
Chud, let's say hypothetically you are a lovely young lass and you have to go on a hike with Destiny, Bad Empanada, or Dark Viper. Who's the safest?
I don't know. They're all weirdos. I don't fucking know. Me, I'm the safest. I'm the safest bet. Myself.
making it so these words mean nothing is taking a step back. I think that making these words mean nothing is taking a giant leap forward. And instead of feeling like because you're white you need to be overly sensitive, and because you're white you need to constantly apologize, we need to just get to the point where we realize when somebody attacks somebody, or somebody goes out to try and hurt somebody for their race, or tries to use racial slurs in a vindictive manner, that's an act of racism. When somebody...
Notice how it's only white people who argue slurs should be allowed. Wrong, incorrect. No, you're a fucking moron. It's not just white people that argue this, right? There's plenty of people that aren't white that are ambivalent, or even argue that, yeah, slurs are fine, or not that big a deal. Completely absurd narrative that it's just the whites that are saying this.
He's using a word just to use a word, or reading it out or whatever. Not an act of racism, just freedom of speech. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, like and subscribe if you liked what was going on. I think the other day somebody asked me what I was wearing on my cheeks. I didn't answer that, or I didn't have it in my last video, just to get girly at the end of the video. Alright, so this is more two-faced. The stuff that I'm wearing on my cheeks is, it's two-faced. It's like this heart-shaped stuff. It's like a peach. It's really cool. So for whoever asked that, two-faced blush, that's what I'm wearing on my cheeks. And a little bit of highlighter to help my round face be less round. Anyways, guys, like always, thank you, and I will talk to you all later. Another day.
I mean, that was, you know... Wait, dude, what is this at the end? What? I recorded this before the Montreal shooting. What the fuck, mate?
Alright.
I'm guessing there was some shooting and people died, and she felt bad or thought that it was somehow related to that. What the fuck, dude? My prayers go out to them. If my little video here saying that slurs aren't that big a deal contributed to this in any way, I can only apologise. Oh, man. Crazy. Crazy situation. There is another video, but dude, she is kind of just boring, isn't she? She is Yoko Ono. You know? Like a chameleon Yoko Ono type character, latching on like a fucking lamprey to the idubbbz and suckling out his creative juices. You know? I mean, idubbbz participated, whatever, but there's definitely something in the Yoko Ono stuff, 100%.
Alright, so I'm about to offend a shit ton of people, and quite frankly, I don't really give a shit. Tumblr has ruined feminism. Today we're going to be talking about the unpopular, popular topic of feminism.
So she's literally just doing whatever the popular content is. Oh, you know, anti-SW content's in. Slurs are fine and Tumblr feminism sucks. Oh, it's 2020 now. Oh, let's do some fucking OnlyFans shit, breadtube stuff, fucking idol. Now it's 2025. Oh, we're all in with Vasan now. Dude, it's like literally just whatever is hot in that particular sphere. She's so brave and counterculture. Does come across as quite grifty, doesn't it? Is this the same as what happened to Amazing Atheist? Well, I think Amazing Atheist is someone who had great success in the skeptic era and has desperately tried to find continued success by taking various avenues, and none of it really seems to have worked out. He burned himself with hot oil and a banana at the whoopsie as well, wasn't it? I don't think.
Something that even I, as a white young female, is terrified to talk about. Either a fear of being labeled a feminazi or apparently a sexist. So I guess I'll start with my story, because every good point starts with a story, right? I was hanging out with my friends the other day, casual hangout, and the topic of feminism came up, which is never good for anyone. The topic of feminism is never going to go anywhere but downhill. They were all talking about it. I was staying quiet because, to be honest, I was uncomfortable. And one of them turned to me and asked, "Are you a feminist?" I said, "No, I'm not a feminist.
Oh my god, dude. What the... So then, one of my friends turned to me and they said, "Are you a feminist?" And I turned around to them and I said, "No, I am not." It's 2017, by the way. Don't we love skeptic content and anti-SJW stuff? Yeah. Well, apparently, from what I can gather, they were together when she was filming this. It is boring. It is very dull. It is very dull. But that's okay. We'll make it fun. It's just, you know, very transparently grifty to be like this, I think. And then Sargon of Akkad came in and he clapped.
I then proceeded to be called sexist. Now, I don't know
Oh, no way. Whoa.
what Tumblr has done to feminism to cause the people around me to accuse...
This probably slapped during this era. Well, yeah, some, you know, woman saying shit, being a pick-me, essentially, is going to go hard in this era. You know, this is going to be like, yeah, look, there's another woman. And she's saying the right things, so based.
Accuse me of being a sexist because I do not claim to be a feminist, but honestly, like, what the fuck? You can't just shit on somebody because they don't want to label themselves anything, really. I thought we were past that. Since when did feminism become fascism? Abigail Adams would be fucking rolling over in her grave right now if she saw what some of you fucking idiots were doing. Wearing no tampon and bleeding all over your white shorts. That shit's not comfortable.
Bro.
Bleeding on yourself is never comfortable.
Why do I need to see that? I know you could have described it and I would have got it, okay?
Stop acting like that's a feminist movement. I want to wear a tampon, personally. Or, like, dyeing your armpits green, blue, or whatever. Nobody's dyeing their armpit hair. I don't see guys with armpit hair the color of fucking grass. I don't want to be associated with that. It's
Zing!
not my fault that third wave feminism has taken over everything and I can no longer support that label. That label is toxic. It's cancerous because of the internet. It's cancerous because of people that have decided to take something that was beautiful and turn it into something that's really fucking ugly and weird.
It's so gay that I and other loser F-slur teenage boys fell for women like this. This is like, I'm a girl and a gamer shit.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Is this before or after she became a Twitch thought? Happy Easter, everyone.
Happy Easter! He is risen. Do we say that yet? When do we say that part exactly? By the way, someone asked earlier if the UK is like saying Easter is a slur in the UK. It's literally not. We got Easter shit everywhere. We very much are rooted in our Easter stuff. And it's not a problem. Everything's fucking Easter this, Easter that, blah, blah, blah.
Basically, the conversation went nowhere really fast, and it turned out everybody was fighting with each other, and the argument was that if I don't claim to be a feminist, I am therefore supporting hate against women. And they went on to talk about all of these issues with women, whether it be child brides, women getting raped, mistreatment of females in the jail system, etc. And I guess I'm confused because I feel like when I learned about what feminism was in a university class, I was taught that it was equality of gender, which means for male and female. And every single thing that they were listing was a crime against women.
Okay, that's wonderful.
And they totally neglected all of the issues that go on with men every day.
Oh, there it is. What about the men? Am I right, girls? What about all the shit that men have to deal with? Oh, just boringly reheated, stale takes of an anti-SJW type nature from the time. Oh, God.
And it just... Anyways, I guess the point of what I'm saying is that we've basically gotten to this point where third wave feminism and Tumblr have taken over just the whole market of feminism and have turned it into this thing that not only males are afraid to talk about, but I'm afraid to talk. I'm fucking afraid to talk about feminism. I'm afraid to make this video.
people pretend this era was epic and cool, but this just fucking sucked. It did. It did suck. You know? You're right. You know, they look back with rose-tinted glasses about how cool it was, that everyone was like anti-S. This was just lame, and people came along and they jumped on the bandwagon and they were just pumping out endless videos, shitting on some queer loser making shitty YouTube videos. That includes the atheist F slurs like you. Yes. I accept my own role in this.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
yes.
wonderful. But how do I make money
Correct.
off depressed people?
I don't know if you've gone into the Idubbbz response, but I found it pretty reasonable.
I did, and I didn't find it reasonable, but thank you for the $5. I covered it about an hour and a half or so ago. So if you want to see my takes, there.
Is terrifying for me to make because I know I'm gonna piss people off. Like, fucking Gertrude from Tumblr is gonna come on here and tell me to kill myself.
Oh, Gertrude from
obviously
Tumblr.
I'm all for the patriarchy, and Hillary Clinton is #1 president. Yeah. All I'm saying is that if we can cheer for Ronda Rousey to punch some other girl in the face while wearing nothing but a sports bra and tight shorts, I feel like we've come a far way from telling women that they can't wear pants in public. Like, I don't have very many complaints. I don't feel like I'm wronged on a day-to-day basis.
Oh my god, who has got the clip of her talking about getting raped? Bro, this is like the ultimate fucking flip to show how grifty this all is. Who's got the rape clip?
I feel like I need to be a part of a movement in where I can dye my hair blue and become 500 pounds overweight and claim that I'm still beautiful. Like, I don't get it. And I'm not saying that I disagree with what feminism actually is. I'm not saying that I disagree with what, the OG movement of what feminism is. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that you can't even, like, claim to support feminism anymore without it leaving a bad taste in people's mouths because of third wave feminism. And that in itself is toxic. And the fact that we can't even discuss it without it being having a negative connotation with it, that's an issue in itself.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I really enjoyed that. Who's got the clip where Anisa talks about being raped? Yes. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Wow, what is this clip? I'm sure this anti-SJW warrior who claims that Tumblr feminism sucks is going to tell us how retarded rape culture concept is. Not all men, but all my abusers were men. Wow! Incredible! Wow! Amazing! I just don't see how you go from those comments there to whatever the fuck this was. I mean, presumably this came out, what, two or 3 years ago, I'm guessing? There's clearly like a big flip there. And, I can see people changing their perspective and moving their views on things. But from, I'm anti-SJW and I think it's all terrible, to rape culture is real, actually, and all men fucking suck. Shut up, manoids. Also, what was the race of the person that did this crime? This heinous crime, one might ask. Anyway, guys, okay, we're going to try and tap a bit into the Idubbbz energy. We're going to watch an old content cop, see what we think about it. And then I've probably got one more thing to look at, and then we will do some gaming.